In 2016, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang hand-delivered what he calls the world's first AI supercomputer to Elon Musk and OpenAI, paving the way for ChatGPT, triggering the AI boom, and ultimately turning 600,000 investors into overnight millionaires so far. Now, 9 years after unlocking the biggest investment opportunity in history, Jensen Huang just delivered Nvidia's next 100x breakthrough to Sam Altman and OpenAI, solving the power choke point that's been strangling every big AI company while paving the way for the USA to achieve the holy grail of AI 30 years sooner than ever thought possible. And my guest today, tech legend Jeff Brown, the Silicon Valley insider who called Nvidia's first breakthrough in 2016 before their stock soared as much as 30,000%, says Nvidia's groundbreaking new AI factory super system could mint the next wave of AI millionaires in 2026. Hi everyone, I'm Chris Hurt, your host for today's Urgent Briefing. If you missed your chance to turn $10,000 when Jeff Brown recommended Nvidia into more than $3 million at its peak, if you missed your chance to turn $10,000 into more than $218,000 when Jeff recommended Tesla, and if you missed your chance to turn $10,000 into as much as $194,000 when Jeff picked AMD, you'll want to pay close attention to what Jeff is revealing over the next few minutes, because he says this is the AI story that nobody is telling you yet. And he believes the new opportunity that you are about to see could offer anyone who missed their chance to become one of the more than 600,000 overnight millionaires minted during the first 3 waves of the AI boom, what could be the ultimate second and possibly last chance to collect generational wealth, and what could be the final wave of America's AI boom. Now, if anybody else was sharing this opportunity with us right now, I think I'd be skeptical. But Jeff Brown is no ordinary tech analyst. He spent more than 36 years on the bleeding edge of the tech industry. He is a former senior executive for 3 multi-billion-dollar companies, Qualcomm, NXP Semiconductors, and Juniper Networks. He's also advised U.S. policymakers, the Department of Commerce, and the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. And after working shoulder to shoulder with some of Silicon Valley's most successful investors and executives for over 3 decades, he has truly developed a profound ability and talent to connect the dots and find massive opportunities like this, long before Wall Street catches on, sometimes years before most people realize what's happening. And the undeniable proof that Jeff is sharing today for the first time anywhere, I think will show you why every big AI company is buying as much of Nvidia's breakthrough technology as they can right now. Why Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang says it's $4 trillion market opportunity, and believes that AI is going to create more millionaires in the next 5 years than the internet boom did in 20. He's also going to share how anybody can get in front of this opportunity right now before it explodes, and without having connections in Silicon Valley, without having any investing experience, and without having a lot of money to start. Now, before we dive into this is exciting. You should know we're not talking about buying shares of Nvidia here. Instead, Jeff says he's found 7 strategic partners behind Nvidia's next 100x breakthrough, and each of those partners supplies a crucial piece of technology that Nvidia's revolutionary AI factory super system must have to solve their power choke point and seize that chance to achieve AGI before anyone else does. And Jeff calls these partner stocks that he found Nvidia's Magnificent 7. And he says all 7 could hand early investors explosive gains after Jensen Huang's big announcement, which could happen as early as January 6, 2026, handing early investors a once-in-a-lifetime chance to collect generational wealth in 2026 and beyond. And it all starts right now. Jeff, it is so good to see you again. Been looking forward to this. Thank you for being here and joining us today.
Oh, Chris, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about this new opportunity that I'm calling NVIDIA's Next 100X, because I believe it could hand anyone who missed my NVIDIA call back in early 2016 a rare second chance to catch up.
Right. And this is very exciting. I got a ton of questions I want to ask, and I know you got a lot of information you want to share too. Let's just dive right into this. Okay. Let me start by saying, since you did recommend NVIDIA almost 10 years ago now, it has made a lot of money for anybody who listened and held understate on it. Yeah, oh my gosh. Triggered one of the biggest tech booms of all time. However, There are a lot of people right now starting to wonder if maybe that boom is over. I mean, I am seeing a lot of stories about how we're in an AI bubble right now. But you're telling me some of the biggest gains are still to come, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we are not in a bubble. If you follow the mainstream media, it might sound impossible, but NVIDIA's new breakthrough is about to hand folks what could be the biggest opportunity yet.
Oh, I love the sound of that. How so?
Well, you see, the AI factory builders, companies like OpenAI or Musk's xAI and Meta, they have a massive energy problem. So in order for the U.S. to achieve AGI first and put China in the rearview mirror for good, it's going to take a lot more energy.
Right, and I have heard about that. We basically have a ticking time bomb on our hands here that could derail the entire industry and practically hand China the victory to the race to AGI, right?
Yes, and I'm not exaggerating. It could not be more urgent. NVIDIA's Invention is the breakthrough solution for the power choke point inside AI factories. So I call it an AI factory super system. And now AI factory builders like OpenAI, xAI, and Meta are scrambling to get their hands on as many as they can.
Right. And you think that this is going to kick off the last big final growth phase of the AI boom and make a lot of people rich at the same time.
Exactly. I mean, this may be the biggest opportunity in history, and almost nobody knows about it yet.
So that brings up the next question then. What exactly is NVIDIA's next 100X? What is that?
All right, that's the question, Chris. I think Jensen Huang explained it best during his keynote speech at the GTC conference back in March of 2025, where he said AI is evolving in 4 waves.
4 waves, which is interesting because I thought it was just one big AI boom. So what are the 4 waves then?
Well, he said AI is evolving in 4 waves, and the first wave was perception AI. And it started around 2015. That was when NVIDIA's first AI chips started to understand speech and be able to spot objects in photos. So think about really simple voice assistants like Apple's Siri, for example.
Right, got it. And the second wave?
Well, the second wave was generative AI, and that started around 2022 when models like ChatGPT were released and started writing content or even making images. So right now, this year, we're in the third wave, which is agentic AI. And we can think of it as step-by-step, the AI's ability to reason things out and multitask without constant hand-holding or prompting from humans. And so we're about to accelerate into the fourth and final wave called physical AI. So that's where AI jumps into the real world with advanced automation and human-like robots with a new kind of artificial intelligence that's so advanced, Forbes says it could lead straight to humanity's final invention. And what Forbes meant is where AI can solve complex problems and make new inventions faster and better than any human can.
Right, AGI.
That's right, AGI. So getting to the third wave took about 100 times more computing power, and Jensen says computing has to surge another 100-fold to get to the fourth and final wave, and that's why I call it NVIDIA's next 100X.
So I thank you. I think I see now. NVIDIA's new AI factory super system, as you're calling it, that's the only machine advanced enough to really make that happen.
Yeah, that's correct. And now, just like back in 2016, when Huang Han delivered NVIDIA's first 100X breakthrough to everyone from Sam Altman to Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos and so many more, they are shelling out billions of dollars to get their hands on NVIDIA's next 100X breakthrough. And that frenzy is creating a brief window of opportunity for us to grab shares of NVIDIA's 7 tech partners before Jensen Huang's big announcement and potentially ride the wave to massive gains of 200%, 750%, even 1,200% or more over the next 12 months.
That is incredible. We are living in an extraordinary time, aren't we?
Well, we really are. That's an understatement. And with the frenzied pace of the AI race, plus the unstoppable economic and geopolitical forces that are driving America's AI boom and investment, it has never been easier for everyday folks to own potentially wealth-doubling or wealth-tripling stocks.
If you know where to look.
Well, it's a simple matter when you cut through all the media smoke and mirrors and see where the smart money is flowing.
Right. Well, from what I'm hearing today, all of us are, the smart money is flowing directly to NVIDIA's next 100X, right?
Yes, it is. And in fact, nearly 70% of NVIDIA's stock is owned by institutional investors. Charles Schwab, for example, owns $24 billion. The Bank of America owns $32 billion. Goldman Sachs owns $35 billion. Morgan Stanley, $51 billion. JP Morgan Chase, $73 billion. State Street owns $154 billion. BlackRock, get this, owns $301 billion. And the Vanguard Group owns $353 billion. And Chris, the list just keeps going on.
So, wow, that's a lot more than I thought it was, much bigger. Now, that makes me wonder, if NVIDIA's breakthrough is so revolutionary, why haven't I heard about this until now?
Well, technology is advancing so fast these days. It is getting a lot harder for folks to keep up and connect all the dots. And keeping up with all these changes is practically a full-time job. Plus, the nightly news isn't talking about this, so most people simply aren't catching on yet.
I get it. And unless you have insider connections in Silicon Valley like you do, it's gonna be easy to miss big winners like that.
It sure is. So when I first recommended NVIDIA back in early 2016, for example, most people, they really thought they were just a cheap gaming stock,
right,
with no real profit potential. And like now, the news wasn't saying much back then. But I like to dig deep, spoke with my connections, and my research told me NVIDIA was about to take off. And sure enough, NVIDIA skyrocketed. And anyone who followed my recommendation and held on could have turned every $1,000 invested into more than $300,000, or every $10,000 into a whopping $3 million.
It is amazing. And that's just one of many incredible calls that you've made over the years.
That's right. The same thing happened when I first picked AMD in 2018. As always, I did my due diligence and I was certain AMD's new Zen processor was about to shock the market because AI was gaining some real traction back then. But AI was so new at the time, most investors still weren't connecting the dots.
I remember those days because back then few people could really nobody knew how big AI was going to be, or how, is what it was destined to become today.
Very true. Unfortunately, I had already been researching and working with early forms of AI for years. So I knew AMD was in the perfect position to benefit. Sure enough, AMD took off like a rocket, handing early investors a chance to see every $1,000 invested turn into more than $19,400. Every $5,000 invested turn into more than $97,000, and every $10,000 invested turn into as much as $194,000. So now we're talking about a new opportunity I believe could be many times bigger than all of those stocks combined. And I can't wait to show you what's happening with NVIDIA's Next 100. Now, of course, Chris, I can't promise anyone else will see gains like those in the future because nothing is guaranteed in the market, and those were some of my best picks. But there is no doubt this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And for anyone who isn't making big gains from the AI boom yet, today could be the day everything changes for you.
Yeah. Well, now I couldn't be more interested in knowing more about NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. Before we jump into that, though, let me ask you this. Why are they building so many AI factories right now so fast? There's an extreme urgency. Why the rush?
All right. Well, that's an excellent question. And the answer has some geopolitical overtones that we'll discuss in a moment. But the urgency comes down to the 4 waves of AI that we were just talking about.
All right. So when Jensen Huang said each wave needs 100 times more computing power.
Yeah, and sometimes a lot more, which is exactly why big AI companies like OpenAI, XAI, and Meta are buying NVIDIA's AI factory super systems because they're all racing to become the first company in the world to achieve AGI, or artificial general intelligence.
Right.
And they cannot get there without giant AI factories filled with rows upon rows of NVIDIA's bleeding edge technology.
I see what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. And, I've heard about AGI here and there, but can we take a minute? I have to admit, I'm still not entirely certain of what it is. Are we talking about it? Is this a new kind of chat GPT, essentially?
Well, I'd say that's what a lot of people probably think, but AGI is a completely new form of AI that's so advanced, soon we'll use it to solve humanity's biggest problems and transform the world. As Jensen Huang says, AI factories built on NVIDIA's full-stack AI infrastructure will accelerate every industry and help society achieve unimaginable breakthroughs.
Right. And now NVIDIA has the only technology in the world with super chips, AI super chips that are powerful enough to run AGI.
It's the only one in the world.
All right. Well, then I'm guessing it can't be long then before tech investors everywhere are going to realize there's massive gains to be made here, right?
I certainly agree. The moment Jensen makes his big announcement, I predict we'll see NVIDIA's partner stocks start to rise fast, handing investors who get in now a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see generational wealth in this final wave of the AI boom.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear about how to get in on this opportunity then before it's too late.
I can't wait to show it to you.
All right. Sounds like a deal to me. I also want to circle back to something you said a few minutes ago. You said that part of the reason that they're building so many of these AI factories right now, I think you said, is geopolitical. What did you mean by that?
All right. Well, as you may know, the United States and China are locked in a winner-takes-all battle, a race to achieve AGI first. And NVIDIA is obviously fully committed to helping America win.
Right. So that's why President Trump unveiled his historic AI boom, action plan for America. For example?
Absolutely. Beyond a doubt. Trump considers AI a matter of national security, and it is, because he knows the country who achieves AGI first controls America's future. And that's why he said it is our national security imperative for the United States to achieve and maintain unquestioned and unchallenged global technological dominance. And he promised to, I quote, do whatever it takes. Now, Chris, make no mistake, China is spending billions to defeat the U.S. and become the world's first AI superpower. And President Trump is doing everything in his power to make sure that that never happens. And that's why he's pouring $70 billion into AI and energy, $500 billion into Project Stargate with Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI. He sent $90 billion to Pennsylvania for energy programs, $800 million for the Department of Defense contracts with OpenAI, xAI, Google, and Anthropic, and another $500 billion to NVIDIA to help make sure its AI super systems are in every AI factory across the United States. For the first time in decades, the U.S. government isn't holding back on supporting the tech industry.
Right. So this is serious business, and I guess it all comes down, it's really focused on achieving AGI. Got to do it before China does.
And that's why they're building out America's AI factories as soon as possible.
Which I guess is paving the way for NVIDIA to keep dominating well into the future, too.
The highest stakes technological and geopolitical game in history is being played out right under everyone's noses right now. And anyone who sees what's happening has a chance to get richer than ever before.
As always, you're blowing me away. I love these conversations. I had no idea things were moving this fast. So this is why I'm glad you're here. One of the reasons. I didn't realize the stakes were quite as high as you've laid it out here. Now, what I'm wondering at this point is, why are they building new AI factories? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense if they just upgraded existing big data centers around the U.S.? Wouldn't that be more efficient?
That's a very logical assumption. But the problem is, we have about 5,000 AI data centers in America, and most of them were built before the AI boom. So the vast majority of them, they simply aren't equipped. They don't have the hardware to handle AGI.
Okay. And since losing the AI race to China is non-negotiable, obviously big companies are pouring rivers of cash into building new AI factories as fast as they can.
So they're not worried about spending too much on AI at all. They're actually worried about spending too little and falling behind.
I see.
I mean, Meta is spending $800 million to build an AI factory in Indiana. Amazon is spending $16 billion on a new factory in Mississippi. Microsoft is partnering with BlackRock and Elon's startup xAI with another $30 billion in AI factory buildouts across multiple states. And Microsoft and OpenAI are pouring $100 billion into their Stargate AI factories in Texas and Wisconsin.
And Elon, didn't he just build a massive AI supercomputer too?
Absolutely. It's called Colossus. And now he's building a second AI factory outside of Memphis that he's calling Colossus 2. And of course, both AI factories are powered by hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA's AI super systems. Plus, he has plans to scale to 1 million NVIDIA AI super chips soon, potentially as early as the end of this year.
Because he wants to be the first to achieve AGI.
Yes, he does. You just hit the nail on the head. And depending on who you ask, his AI model called SuperGrok could be showing signs of AGI already.
All right, so the opportunity then for investors to get rich in the AI boom, this is not slowing down. This is growing bigger by the day. Clearly, the AI boom is not over.
Well, to be fair, I do know some people might think it is, but nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, it is growing exponentially right now. So according to International Data Corp, AI factory builders are spending an estimated $430 billion on AI factory infrastructure in 2025 alone. Just 1 year. And they're forecasted to spend more than $1.3 trillion by 2029, Chris. Synergy Research Group says up to 140 new AI factories are coming online every single year for the next 10 years. And McKinsey says by 2030, AI factories will require $5.2 trillion to keep pace with the demand for compute power.
Right. And I am going to guess here that most, if not all, are going to run on NVIDIA's new AI factory super systems to make sure they're achieving those 100x power upgrades they need, right?
That's right. And as you'll see in a moment, NVIDIA's breakthrough is a crucial piece of AI factory infrastructure, and it's now way beyond silicon chips. That's why Jensen Huang says NVIDIA is no longer a chip company. He says he realizes they're now an AI infrastructure company.
That's amazing. And from what I'm seeing, the AI infrastructure business is really booming.
Yeah, it's definitely booming.
Okay.
I mean, Musk, Bezos, Zuckerberg, Gates, you name it, they are all spending hundreds of billions of dollars to come out on top. In fact, they want NVIDIA's new AI super tech so badly, Larry Ellison and Elon Musk recently took Jensen Huang to a fancy sushi dinner where Larry Ellison says he told Jensen, "We need you to take more of our money, please."
I mean, this is all good news for all of us as investors out there. Now, since every big company does need this technology to stay in the AI race that's going on, owning shares of NVIDIA's strategic partners does give us a chance to see some huge gains here, no matter which company actually reaches AGI first.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it is the opportunity of a lifetime, and it is happening right now.
And here's where it ties in. I can only imagine what it can mean for everybody out there watching who may be behind on their retirement, or maybe there's people who just want to try to grab a big piece of the AI boom before it's too late.
Well, that's why I spent the last few months looking for the right opportunity to share today. And I am convinced the stocks that I'm now calling NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven could potentially double, triple, or even quadruple in value in the coming months. So for anyone who gets in early enough, it could be game-changing.
Right. So it sounds like the window of opportunity here, let's call it wide open.
Well, it is for now, but fair warning to those who hesitate, it will not be long before Jensen Huang's announcement makes front-page news and everyone catches on. And after that, it could be too late to grab the biggest gains. So right now is the time to take advantage of the calm before the storm.
And I'm so glad you said that, Jeff. That's exactly why we're here today. I've been meaning to ask you this too. How did you know that Jensen Huang is about to make that big announcement?
Well, during a recent interview about NVIDIA's historic $100 billion deal with OpenAI,
right,
Jensen dropped a huge hint saying very soon we're going to announce a very big initiative of accelerated data processing.
Oh, wow. Which means we could be days away from him revealing something huge about this AI factory system and the future of AI.
We know it's coming. That's absolutely what it means. And OpenAI CEO Sam Altman confirmed it when he said, there's no partner but NVIDIA that can do this at this kind of scale, at this kind of speed. It is all a part of Jensen Huang's master plan, starting with Jensen Huang giving OpenAI the world's first AI supercomputer in 2016, which paved the way for ChatGPT, which triggered the AI boom that we're experiencing now, minting more than 600,000 millionaires. And now We're coming full circle. Jensen is giving Sam Altman and OpenAI his revolutionary breakthrough to help them build their AI superfactory, handing fast investors a chance to see massive gains in the coming months.
All right, so clearly this is a man who knows what he's doing, but let me be negative for just a moment here. What if he fails? Because what I'm hearing right now is that we're in this high-stakes race against China. You made that very clear. We're trying to achieve AGI first. Jensen may have the only technology in the world that will get us there. But what if? What if he's wrong? Talk to us about that.
Well, I have to say, I would never bet against Jensen Huang. Most people have no idea how far he's come, how savvy he is, or for that matter, how Nvidia got so big.
Well, I have to admit, I'm one of those people, right? I haven't heard this story before.
Well, just imagine it's the mid-90s. Your chip startup is 30 days away from bankruptcy, and the entire tech industry is laughing behind your back. That was actually Jensen Huang's situation in 1993. Now, Nvidia is worth over $4.5 trillion. That's almost 3 times more than Broadcom, AMD, Intel, Applied Materials, Samsung, Texas Instruments, Lam Research, Analog Devices combined.
That's amazing. In other words, Nvidia is the king of AI.
Which is why I say, if you are an investor looking for the smart way to play the AI boom, Nvidia and their next 100x breakthrough is the biggest game in town. And the game is heating up fast. As Jensen Huang says, this is the biggest infrastructure project in history. It is the largest computing project in history. This is about the AI industrial revolution arriving.
And the incredible thing is, the technology that NVIDIA's partners provide is literally, it's baked into every system that NVIDIA is shipping to big AI factory builders.
That's exactly right. Every unit has critical pieces made by NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. Chris, that is why I am pounding the table about this opportunity today, because it may be too late to grab big gains from the original Magnificent Seven, that being Tesla, Amazon, Meta, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and of course, NVIDIA. But NVIDIA's 7 strategic partners, the stocks that I'm calling NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven, are in the prime position to soar, and they have plenty of room for anyone who gets in now.
Right. And just to be clear, I'm very glad that you're pounding the table about this, because so many breakthroughs out there, we talked about earlier, they're happening all the time. The number of opportunities is very hard to keep up. It's changing, it feels like daily.
It really is. And as we discussed earlier, everything is changing so fast now, and unless you have deep connections in Silicon Valley like I do, it can be difficult to spot the winners before everyone else catches on.
Right.
That's why I invest so much time, energy, and money connecting the dots that nobody else sees.
You know, let's talk about that for a minute, because I've seen your track record, so I know that you've uncovered some amazing opportunities for your readers over the years. First one, I think it was the #1 tech stock of the year. You've picked it for 5 of the past 7 years, I think, right? That's amazing.
Well, again, it's hard work, but it's about connecting the dots that most people can't see. That's how I found Aptio for 136% gain, Square for a 222% gain, NVIDIA for a 30,225% gain, and Bitcoin for a monster 45,364% gain had you held on after I first recommended it.
Amazing. I'm embarrassed I didn't think of that one before myself. So let me ask you this. How do you do that? I mean, I don't know it's hard work, but how do you actually go about finding those stocks and those picks?
Well, Chris, I have to say I can't promise anyone else will see those gains, but essentially what I do is I look for emerging technologies and companies that are revolutionizing an entire industry or creating an entirely new market from scratch. Then I dig deeper to find the companies who supply the crucial technologies, the materials, the services that are behind the big breakthrough.
So what you're talking about here is owning shares of the picks and shovels?
You're spot on, Chris. I mean, during every technology revolution like this, investors could make generational wealth from the crucial support technologies frontier companies must have to manufacture their products.
Can you give us some examples?
All right, well, let's take a really easy one. How about electricity, for example?
Okay.
So when Thomas Edison first powered the nation, investors in copper, wire, and light bulbs, they made fortunes.
Right. And I'm guessing steel, rubber, and oil, obviously, probably made fortunes for investors when the automobile came around.
That's another great example.
Okay.
And when the internet boom swept the nation in the 1990s, investors in companies like Cisco, Intel, Microsoft paid for their mortgages, their college educations, and comfortable retirements with their winnings. Cisco, for example, has soared over 134,000%.
Wow.
Chris, that's enough to see every $1,000 invested turn into $1.3 million. And anyone who bought shares of Microsoft and held on had a chance to see every $1,000 turn into $7 million today.
Absolutely amazing. And we'll just say this, of course, massive gains like that do not happen every single time. But again, for people who know where to look, those opportunities are there. They're there for the taking.
They sure are. And here's a more recent example that I think you'll like, Chris. When cell phones swept the world, anyone who bought shares of companies who supplied processors, microcontrollers, memory chips, they made fortunes. Investors in ST Microelectronics made 17.5 times their money. Investors in Qualcomm made 95 times their money. And investors in Micron made 153 times their money. Now, NVIDIA's next 100X is about to ignite the fourth and potentially final wave of the AI boom, handing investors a new chance to achieve financial freedom in 2026 without being an accredited investor, without being a millionaire already, and without any investing experience. Well, it's a simple formula, really. All you need is a visionary entrepreneur with a long track record of successful tech innovations like Jensen Huang, an established company with all the hardware, technology, and partners and plans locked in, and a revolutionary new technology that no one else in the world has.
Right. Now, that's why you say that early investors in NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven have a chance here to see wealth tripling returns in 2026 and beyond.
This is the biggest, it is the fastest moving tech revolution in history, period. And Jensen could make his announcement at any time. So there is no time to sit on the sidelines and miss what could be the greatest money-making opportunity of our lives.
Right. And I'm dying to hear about NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. But before we get too deep into the stocks, let me ask you this briefly. How does NVIDIA's breakthrough actually work? Can you get into that for just a minute?
Well, it's all about how each of the technologies from NVIDIA's 7 partners fit together as a super system. So we're talking a giant liquid-cooled racks with 72 AI super chips, 36 computer brains, and a revolutionary 800-volt system for managing the huge amounts of power they need to run NVIDIA's AI factory super systems.
And I think I'm remembering this right. Didn't Huang call it a miracle? Like a thinking machine, I think he said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possibly the most powerful AI machine ever made, and it's so far ahead of anything else that anyone else is making. There's just no competition. No other company I know of has the time, the money, the scale, the energy, or the strategic partnerships to catch up with NVIDIA right now. And you know how it goes. If you can't beat them, what do?
You join them.
That's precisely right.
Yeah.
You join them. And that's why I say you don't need a crystal ball to see what's coming next. You just need to pay attention to where all of the money is flowing and get in position as soon as possible to reap the biggest potential gains.
Right. So how do you know where the money is flowing, and how do you sort of narrow it down to the right stocks then?
Well, I certainly have a set of criteria that I can share with you, but let me put it this way first. If you could sit down with Jensen Huang and ask him to name his strategic partners, would you write them down?
Absolutely. You'd be an idiot not to do that, because I'd be sitting on a gold mine. Tell me.
Well, that's essentially what's happening every time Jensen mentions his partners at events or in the news. I mean, if people who were listening would just write it down and take action, when he mentions his partners, they could have a serious advantage.
Right.
For example, when he mentioned his partner Micron during a keynote presentation, anyone who was listening could have turned $10,000 into $11,000 the same day.
$1,000 in a day. That's excellent.
It is, but it just gets better, because anyone who heard Huang mention his partner Super Microcomputer back in November 2024 and acted could have turned $10,000 into $17,842 in just 7 days, Chris.
Yeah, that's an impressive jump too, from just a casual shout out.
That's why they call Jensen a kingmaker. Some people even call it the Huang effect. And get this, when Jensen mentioned NVIDIA's $50 million investment into their AI drug discovery partner called Recursion, Recursion stock rose 153% over the next 8 days, handing anyone who paid attention a chance to turn $10,000 into $25,300 in just over a week. That is the power of Jensen's announcements.
It's incredible, just incredible. And you don't need to be an accredited investor, I think you said, to invest in NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven, right?
That's right. You don't. Those are publicly traded companies that are still flying under the radar. And you can invest with just a simple brokerage account and a few taps on your cell phone or your computer. I mean, it has never been easier to claim your stake in the AI boom if you know where to look.
It makes sense. I'm sold here, and I'm dying to know about NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. Now, how about we dive into those stocks? Can we do that?
Perfect timing. So let me show you what we found.
Okay. And if you're just tuning in here, just keep watching. Stay with us here because Jeff is about to reveal how a small stake in a small portfolio of sleep-at-night stocks that he calls NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven really could change everything for you going forward here. As you're about to see, you could ride this next wave of the AI boom, become wealthier than ever before. And it's all thanks to NVIDIA's revolutionary new invention and the 7 NVIDIA partners that Jeff is calling NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. All right, let's dig into this, Jeff. And let's talk about NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven, because I know that Jensen hand-selected the very best partners. He would only do that, I'm sure, to help build this breakthrough AI factory super systems. And I know that each of the stocks that you're about to share supplies that crucial piece, some sort of crucial piece of technology that NVIDIA's AI super systems have to have in order to function. So, as you said, they are literally baked into the AI infrastructure build-out that's sweeping across the globe right now.
That's right, Chris. And it is the biggest opportunity of our lifetimes, with one shot to get in front of what could be the final wave of the AI boom.
Okay.
So starting with NVIDIA's first Magnificent Seven partner.
Right. Lay it on us.
All right. Well, NVIDIA's first partner is the only company in the world that can assemble NVIDIA's AI super chips. It has a near monopoly on its services, and the demand for their services is going through the roof, as you might imagine.
Right. Well, that's good. You're saying they almost have more business than they can handle right now.
They do have more business than they can handle.
Okay.
In fact, they're building 3 new fabrication plants in Arizona for about $20 billion each, just to keep up with growing demand for their services. And they have a multi-billion-dollar contracts locked in for years to come. A single mention by Jensen Huang could send the stock soaring, just as it has for so many of NVIDIA's other partners. So that's why I'm recommending this company today. Now, does that mean they'll always be NVIDIA's only manufacturer? Well, maybe. Another company could find a superior process someday. It's not likely, but it's possible. But even if a superior company eventually does come along with a better process, you can bet NVIDIA will partner with that new company. And they have the money and the resources to partner with whomever they want.
And if that happens, that's where the money will flow at that point.
Handing fast-thinking investors yet another opportunity to cash in.
Okay.
Now, as always, I'm monitoring the latest developments every single day. And the moment I see a better opportunity, you're going to hear about it from me as soon as possible, so you can get in early. But for now, buying shares of this indispensable NVIDIA partner has my highest recommendation.
Fantastic. All right. Partner number 2.
Okay, number 2, NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. Partner number 2 is one of my highest conviction plays. They create a cutting-edge AI memory module for powering the most advanced AI workloads. And recently, they announced the launch of a new technology that dramatically boosts AI memory storage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to guess here they're the only company with the kind of AI supercomputer memory that NVIDIA wants and needs.
Chris, I think you're catching on. That's exactly right. They make the only modules with enough high bandwidth memory to handle the tsunami of data flowing through NVIDIA's AI super chips. And that's why their technology is built into every one of NVIDIA's AI factory super systems.
All right. We're establishing a pattern here, I think I'm seeing.
You are right. Every one of these companies has a unique technology, and they either have a near monopoly on their tech, or they're so far ahead of competitors, they are practically untouchable.
Right. And it's easy to see how that would make them very valuable to NVIDIA.
Absolutely. And I have no doubt this is the ideal time to invest in this gem because they're one of NVIDIA's most trusted tech partners, and I believe we could see gains of 300% by August 2026.
Wow, that's great. All right, so partner one is the only company that can assemble, I think you said, NVIDIA's new super chips, AI super chips. Partner number two is the only company that provides the memory modules that NVIDIA needs for all of those chips. And NVIDIA, again, is putting them in every AI super system that they're building. Got it. All right. Partner number three.
Sure. So partner number three is 226 times smaller than NVIDIA. So naturally, it has plenty of room to grow. And I believe it's about to explode because it solves a huge problem for NVIDIA.
The problem is what?
Well, you see, for a long time now, semiconductors have been made with one material. Silicon, exactly right. So silicon-based semiconductors have been the industry standard for decades. Now, the problem is silicon isn't ideal for NVIDIA's new AI high-voltage super systems. It's too slow and it overheats under very high voltage. So partner number three makes power semiconductors with advanced new materials that handle the high voltage while delivering up to 50 times the performance.
Right. So this would be absolutely crucial tech for NVIDIA.
And for all of the AI factory builders who are spending billions of dollars on NVIDIA's AI factory super systems.
All right. So again, makes it easy to understand why they're one of NVIDIA's handpicked partners here.
All right. So here's the kicker. Companies like Lenovo, Google, Asus, and Cisco are all lining up to buy this company's technology too. Plus, they also produce bleeding-edge sensors for self-driving cars, including Tesla. They have contracts with nearly every major automaker in the world and have customers in at least 23 different industries, from chemical manufacturing to medical equipment, even to the aerospace industry.
Wow. So they're locked into two huge growing markets then, and they can handle more electricity, as you were saying, while delivering up to 50 times more without overheating. So NVIDIA has their power semiconductors inside its new 800-volt AI super systems. And they've got this giant list of customers in, what'd you say, at least 23 different industries around the world.
And that's why this company is indispensable in NVIDIA's 100X breakthrough, and why they're perfectly positioned to deliver market-beating returns in the months and years ahead, handing investors another chance to see excellent gains in 2026 and beyond.
That's awesome. Count me in there. All right, so do you have these written down someplace, by the way?
Yes, and I promise I'll tell you how you can access my research on these companies in just a moment, but let's keep rolling because we're running out of time.
That's true. Thank you for keeping an eye on the clock. All right, partner number four, tell us about them.
All right, so four is one of the most strategically positioned companies in NVIDIA's arsenal, and here's why. NVIDIA's super chips are so powerful, naturally they run really hot, and just normal air conditioning can't cool them down fast enough. But if they heat up, they'll fry and die. And that's why NVIDIA relies on this company for its liquid cooling systems built specifically for these massive and very hot AI factories.
So like the kind all of NVIDIA's customers are building right now.
Precisely. And that makes this NVIDIA partner indispensable. The CEO of the company says, we are a key player in NVIDIA's ecosystem. And since they're built right into NVIDIA's systems, I believe this stock could be the ultimate pick and shovel play of the final AI boom, with a chance to deliver triple-digit gains with a single mention from Jensen Huang.
This is awesome. It's fantastic. All right, so we've got a cooling module, the memory module, high-voltage power semiconductor, and now a company who assembles all of NVIDIA's AI superchips. All right, I think we're up to 5.
Well, chances are you've probably heard of this company because they've been around for many years, but they used to manufacture a different technology. They've only recently pivoted to their new state-of-the-art products. So most people have no idea that they're one of NVIDIA's top AI factory partners. But NVIDIA worked with this company to create the world's first ready-made AI factory in a box.
AI factory in a box. That's a first for me. I haven't heard of that.
Well, it's a first for everyone. Essentially, NVIDIA's customers can now buy a turnkey AI super system they know will work right off the shelf.
No kidding. So instead of spending years and trying to piece together the right, servers, storage software, and then hoping to calibrate them to get them to work together, you just install it. It's plug and play.
Piecing everything together was the old way. So this is the new way.
Okay.
Nobody else has it. And I believe as the final AI boom plays out, we'll have a chance to collect massive returns from this unbeatable technology.
Good stuff. All right, let's keep going. Number 6.
All right. Well, NVIDIA's Magnificent 7 partner number 6 is one of my favorite sleep at night stocks of all time. So imagine a company that doesn't make chips, yet every other chip on Earth depends on their technology to work. So this cutting-edge power company supplies critical grid-to-chip power management for NVIDIA's most power-hungry AI superchip clusters, making sure the massive flows of electricity for NVIDIA's super systems are steady, safe, and supercharged.
So power management, then this is about the 800-volt power system that we were talking about.
Sure is.
Okay.
And it's absolutely critical for NVIDIA's next 100x breakthrough. So their intelligent power approach touches everything from backup power to digital energy optimization, making sure that power flows safely, cleanly, and of course without waste, and protects NVIDIA systems from large power surges.
Okay, and I'm just asking for them watching. You've got a list of these stocks somewhere for our viewers today, right?
Yes, of course I do, and I'll show you how to get a copy of the full report on every single one of these companies in just a minute.
That's excellent. We're just running through them verbally, orally here for a minute. So that brings us to partner number 7.
Now, I don't want to give away too much here because this is basically the rarest jewel in NVIDIA's AI crown. So they're the only company in the world that can print microscopic circuits on NVIDIA's AI superchips. So without their technology, NVIDIA would have no AI superchips. Would be possible. So every single AI factory, every single AI breakthrough, every chip in the world depends on their technology. And they're one of the best long-term buy and hold stocks behind the AI boom that you could possibly own.
They can print them. That's amazing. Well, at this point, I think it should be abundantly clear with NVIDIA's Magnificent 7, Jeff has shown us today, wow, you've got an opportunity to see the kinds of profits that only come around once a century with the potential to hand you real generational wealth here. But as Jeff mentioned a moment ago, the clock is ticking here because Jensen Huang could make his big announcement at any moment now.
So to help you get started, I put all the details on each of NVIDIA's 7 partners inside a special report called NVIDIA's Magnificent 7, How to Pocket Generational Wealth in America's Final AI Boom. Now, inside, I'll go into full detail with the name and ticker for each company and everything that you need to know to learn how to get in on America's final AI boom. And that's why I want to rush you a copy of the full report on every one of NVIDIA's 7 strategic partners before Jensen Huang's big announcement, so you don't miss out. And I'll send it to you today at no charge when you take a risk-free test drive on my monthly research service, the Near Future Report.
Right. Well, we do have a little bit of time left, not a lot, but I do want to take a moment. I wanted to ask a couple more questions,
okay,
if you don't mind. I know NVIDIA's AI factory super system solves the problem inside the AI factories. What about the outside? Because as I understand it, they are having trouble getting enough power from the, what do you call it, the grid to the factory, the AI factory. So is NVIDIA helping to solve that issue as well?
Well, you're absolutely right, Chris. AI factories are massive energy hogs. According to a study by the U.S. Department of Energy, America's AI factories will double or even triple their energy needs by 2028. It's just around the corner.
Yeah.
Fortune says an average new AI factory gobbles up as much power as New York City and San Diego combined.
Wow.
And by 2030, the world's AI factories are on course to use as much power as India, the world's most populous country.
Right. And you said that we have, what, about 5,000 of these AI factories in the U.S. already, but more coming every day.
That's right. And nearly all of them were built before the AI boom. So they don't have the advanced semiconductors, servers, the higher power, the controllers and energy infrastructure to keep up. I mean, they're essentially obsolete, which is why at least 130 new giant AI-focused data centers will be built every year for the next decade. And every one of them has a city-sized energy problem. And the problem is worldwide. By 2026, energy analysts say AI factories will need as much power as Japan, the 4th largest economy in the world. But that's only part of the problem, Chris, because the rickety, outdated U.S. electricity grid is already buckling under the growing power demand.
Which makes me think of California. They've had rolling blackouts there for years.
Great example. And during big storms like Hurricane Helene in North Carolina or that freak snowstorm in Texas, I mean, thousands of people lost power, sometimes for weeks.
Right. And if America's power grid, if it's crumbling and it really can't handle the nation's power needs as is, man, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that AI factories are going to be able to draw enough power to run their mega AI factories, right?
Absolutely right. And that's why Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jensen Huang are pouring cash into solving the energy bottleneck problem as fast as possible with nuclear energy. I mean, OpenAI invested $375 million into nuclear. Microsoft is spending $1.6 billion to restart the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant. And Google, Nvidia, and billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller are all pouring money into a startup aiming to commercialize nuclear fusion, which is a new form of nuclear energy that has already attracted billions of dollars in capital investment. They can't rely on the U.S. electricity grid or solar or wind or even coal to provide all the incredible amounts of power that they need.
So they're actually taking matters into their own hands. I mean, that's the only choice they've got at this point.
That's right. They have no choice. But the problem is construction of these new nuclear power projects won't even start until 2028. And it will be another couple of years after that before they start producing grid-scale electricity.
Right. And meanwhile, China's out there, they're watching, and they're pouring everything they've got into beating us to the punch.
That's right, which is why America's AI factory builders need a lot more power yesterday. So they're pouring billions into the most viable solution possible, the only option for big AI companies until nuclear comes online.
Natural gas.
And instead of waiting years for Memphis Light, gas, and water to build a new substation and upgrade transmission lines, Elon Musk has installed 15 natural gas turbines to power his Colossus data center, and he purchased 20 more, and it's still not enough. So Elon and XAI are buying at least 3 properties for future AI factories located next to, guess what? A natural gas power plant.
Amazing. So bottom line is natural gas is it's the only realistic short-term solution anyway for getting enough power to run these AI factories.
Well,
now.
Right. And according to Goldman Sachs, natural gas will supply 60% of the energy needs for America's AI factory. That pretty much sums it up.
Sure.
And I found 2 natural gas stocks positioned to skyrocket. So the first stock is in one of the most enviable positions in the entire market, because they already control about 30% of the country's nuclear power. And now they're buying one of America's biggest gas giants for $26.6 billion, which will make them the largest power generator in the U.S. Now, the second stock is a power giant with a moat of 17,000 patents. They produce natural gas turbines, the kind AI factories are installing just to keep the lights on. And last year, they built 40 of these, and next year, they're ramping up to produce 70 to 80 annually.
Wow. 80 gas turbines a year.
Chris, these are massive turbines, but that's not the whole story. They're also the top U.S. manufacturer of the critical technology that connects generated power to the grid. And demand for this tech is surging in the U.S. as the AI factory frenzy heats up. Now, Chris, at an absolute minimum, I foresee a 113% price increase in 2026, positioning this company to dominate this emerging $100 billion plus market. And you can read everything that you need to know inside an exclusive report that I'm happy to give you called 2 Natural Gas Stocks for the AI Energy Boom.
Now, I've heard that natural gas was being considered. I didn't know it was already happening, though.
It is. And right now, it's the best time to claim your stake.
And you're giving this report away for free, which is incredibly generous.
That's right. And it's yours at no extra charge when you agree to test drive my flagship stock advisory research called the Near Future Report.
Near Future Report. Now, I believe you said new nuclear power generation is not going to come online until 2028 at the earliest. Do you think your readers, should we be looking into nuclear companies too while it's still early enough to do that?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. President Trump recently announced nuclear reactor testing at the U.S. Department of Energy with a directive to start a pilot program for a new reactor.
Right, because as you said earlier, nuclear reactors offer the only realistic, low-emission, long-term solution for powering our AI factories.
And that's why billionaire investor Peter Thiel just joined Stanley Druckenmiller, Google, Morgan Stanley, and Nvidia in an $836 million round for a nuclear startup, making it the best capitalized fusion startup ever.
Is Nvidia invested in other nuclear projects?
Oh, yes. They just poured $650 million into a startup with Bill Gates for an advanced nuclear reactor with a unique kind of coolant. Hyperscalers are scrambling to get as much power as they can. And I've also been watching a third high-profile nuclear IPO everyone should keep an eye on. And I believe this key player could offer sky-high returns when it goes public. It is not a startup. It is already a mature cash-generating business with an annual profits north of $500 million. Now, the CEO told Barron's the IPO is just months away. That was a big hint. And Barron says it could be the biggest IPO in years, with analysts forecasting a value of over $10 billion. Now, that would put this company right at the top tier of nuclear IPOs in recent history. And I put all the details that you need to know in a second special report I'd like to give you called 3 IPOs for America's Nuclear Energy Boom. And it's my gift to you when you take your risk-free 30-day test drive to the Near Future Report.
Wow, lots of good stuff here. Can't wait to read those reports, because from everything we're hearing here from you today, Jeff, we're about to see an economic explosion in the coming months as America's AI factories come online across the country. And everything does point to the lion's share of the wealth created in this boom flowing, cash is flowing to those companies that are supplying energy solutions, AI supercomputers, and of course, all the crucial support technology that's powering the final boom here.
Chris, this is such a unique time. It's such an incredible time in history. And we have a brief window of opportunity to claim our stakes in this brave new AI-powered world, which is why I say this may be our last chance. We may never see another wealth-building opportunity like this ever again. And the opportunity is wide open for a brief window. That's why Brownstone Research and my flagship research service, the Near Future Report, exists. Now, Chris, as you know, my goal is to empower self-directed investors to grow their wealth. Very simple. By staying ahead of the technology curve and investing in this once-in-a-lifetime chance to grab your share of the biggest tech revolution of all time. And that's really what the Near Future Report is all about. So if you missed your chance to get in before any tech revolution before this, the deep research that you will find in every issue of the Near Future Report could show you the way. In a time when knowing where to invest could mean the difference between securing a lifetime of wealth or missing the biggest gold rush opportunity of our lifetimes, this will only happen once, and the choice is yours. But I highly encourage you to grab the chance before it passes you by, and in return, I promise to do all that I can to make sure that you get the chance to see your money multiply with every issue. Just like when I recommended Nvidia, and since I first said buy now, readers have seen Nvidia soar as high as 30,000%. And anyone who hesitated missed their chance to turn just $1,000 into $300,000. The same thing happened with AMD. Anyone who invested $10,000 back then had a chance to see it turn into as much as $190,000. And do you remember what happened when I first recommended Bitcoin? Early investors who held on had a chance to see their investments soar as much as 45,364%.
Right. And folks who thought those stocks weren't going anywhere are kicking themselves for missing out again.
And I definitely don't want to see that happen to you. So I put everything that you need to know inside your special report with full details, including every company name, the ticker symbols, and the prices. And I'd like to give it to you today so you can get ahead of this opportunity right away. It is yours completely free of charge when you try out my flagship research service called the Near Future Report. Every month, I publish my best tech investment ideas in the Near Future Report to help keep you ahead of the game.
Right. And we said this earlier, but remember, tech is moving so fast right now. It is so difficult to connect all the dots. And the mainstream media are only, they're only giving you reports on the big wins after they occur, after they happen. By then, it's too late.
That's right. And that's why the Near Future Report is all about revealing those big tech breakthroughs before they hit the headlines so that everyone has a chance to see the biggest gains. Every month for the next 12 months, you'll find out what's coming next, which stocks to consider and why, and what you need to do if you want to get in earlier. We dig deeper than anyone else is willing to dig to find breakthrough tech opportunities that no one else is telling you about before their front page news. Like when I picked DocuSign, handing early readers who acted and held on had a chance to see as much as a 513% gain. And if you got in and held on when I recommended Palo Alto Networks, you could have pocketed a peak gain of 808%. And Arista Networks would have handed you an 816% gain had you held on to its peak.
All right. Amazing numbers. That's what happens when you follow world-class recommendations from a team of dedicated professionals, you and your team.
Well, a team of professionals who dig deep every single day to find the best opportunities. And when you accept your risk-free test drive of the Near Future Report today, I'll send you a complimentary copy of my new research report called NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven, How to Pocket Generational Wealth in America's Final AI Boom. And when it arrives, I recommend reading it right away so you can feel 100% confident when you're ready to act. Now, what you'll discover will instantly put you light years ahead of the vast majority of investors who are about to miss out again. So please make sure you don't miss your opportunity. I'd like to make it an absolute no-brainer for you to say yes.
I sense that we may be about to hear about a discount here.
Yes, Chris. So here's the deal. Normally, a 12-month membership to the Near Future Report is a bargain at just $499. And as you've seen, just one recommendation has the potential to earn you 5x, 10x, 20x more than your one-year membership. Heck, big Wall Street firms pay thousands of dollars for research of this caliber to connect all the dots and gain the upper hand, but you won't have to pay thousands for this high-level research. Instead, I'm going to offer you a very generous discount when you join today. It's valid with this presentation only, and I'll show you how you can get started in just a second. So first, before time's up, you should know about another massive opportunity that I haven't seen anybody else talking about yet. With a piece of crucial new technology, Jensen Huang is quietly putting inside all of NVIDIA's next-generation AI factory systems. And I put all the details that you need to know in an exclusive report I'm going to give you today called NVIDIA's Next Big Investment. Now, this little-known company has figured out a better way to move data between advanced AI systems. And for now, this company is flying so far under the radar, I can almost guarantee that you haven't heard of it. But they produce a revolutionary technology NVIDIA wants to put inside their AI superchips.
So what is it that's so great about this technology?
Well, inside of every chip, there are microscopic connections that enable data to be shuttled around extremely fast.
Right.
But with the need to eliminate as many power bottlenecks as possible to lower costs and maximize efficiency, NVIDIA is replacing those outdated connections with something that's many, many times faster.
What is it?
Light. So this company is the only company in the world with a breakthrough way to use light waves to transmit information inside an AI superchip faster than anything else out there. So this technology reduces power consumption by up to 80%.
Whoa.
And it's so revolutionary, the smart money is already pouring in. Top-tier venture capital firms are lining up to grab their share. Founders Fund, the fund that's famous for early stakes in companies like SpaceX, Palantir, Airbnb, Spotify, Stripe, and Facebook, companies that you all know,
Sure,
are all invested in this company alongside NVIDIA. And NVIDIA is already a major investor in their technology because they know this technology is critical to their growing AI infrastructure. And given how critical the breakthrough light technology that they make will become, I wouldn't be surprised if NVIDIA moves to acquire the company outright.
Well, that would mean investors who get in before NVIDIA announces that partnership could see obviously their money will skyrocket.
That's exactly right, Chris. And that's why I put all the details that you need to know about in your bonus report, NVIDIA's Next Big Investment. And I'm giving it to you as a free bonus gift when you accept my invitation to join the Near Future Report today. As I mentioned, normally a one-year membership is a bargain at $499. But when you accept my invitation today, I'd like to welcome you with a 64% new member discount. and get you started today for only $179. And just to make sure that you have zero risk whatsoever, I'm giving you a full month to examine everything and decide if you want to keep your membership. That way, you'll have plenty of time to know if the near future report is right for you. And at any time during your risk-free test drive, you aren't 100% certain your membership is worth at least 10x what you're paying today. If you're anything less than blown away by the research you're about to see, even if it's the last second of the last minute of your 30th day, please just get my office a call or send a quick email to let us know, and we'll issue you a full refund. No hassles, no questions asked, and you can keep all the reports that you're getting today too. 2 natural gas stocks for the AI boom, 3 IPOs for America's nuclear energy boom, and Nvidia's next big investment. You keep everything no matter what. And that's why I'm taking all the risk off your shoulders and putting it on mine. It's my way of saying thank you for giving the Near Future Report a risk-free, no-obligation test drive. And thank you for trusting me to connect the dots and deliver research you simply won't find anywhere else every single month.
What a deal. If you're ready to get started, just tap the button you see below to claim your 64% new member discount, and you can do that right now. And when you click the button, a new page will open, and you'll be able to review everything that you're getting today before you decide to take the next step.
Well, I can't wait to show you what's coming next. You're getting all the information you need to invest before Jensen Huang's next big announcement sends Nvidia Magnificent 7 soaring. And I believe the Near Future Report is the finest investment research service anywhere at any price.
And Jeff, I know that your research has changed a lot of lives over the years. Can we take a minute? I'd like to look at what some of your members have actually had to say to you.
Well, sure, Chris. Let's read a few notes from members while folks click the button to claim their 64% discount.
Exactly. Okay, let's see here. We got a note here from Ruan B, who said this. Hi there. I've been a loyal subscriber for some time now and greatly admire and appreciate the work you do to bring us readers such quality recommendations. Your newsletters are well worth their weight in gold.
Well, thank you for being a member, Ruan. Here's a note from P. Sheard, who let me know I'm making a lot of money from the Near Future Report and have been watching my account balances grow very nicely. Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Well, you're more than welcome. Watching your account balances grow is the name of the game.
Exactly. Cheers to that. Here's another note from Lee S., who said, I just wanted you all to know that this is the most trustworthy news and picks I ever came across, hands down. It's broken down so detailed that us reading don't have to do any DD. Does that mean due diligence, I wonder?
Yeah, that means due diligence. And thank you very much. I take a lot of pride in making sure I deliver exactly what you need to know so you can get in before an opportunity takes off.
Boy, and that is an understatement. I've had the privilege of reading a lot of your research, Jeff. It's a huge time and energy saver for busy investors out there in crazy market times like these. S. Schmidt pretty much agrees here. It's hard to get good information about the tech space unless you're an insider. I wouldn't know anything about where technology was headed without your input.
And here's one more from M. Yasaman, who says, it's the first time in my over 35 years of investing in the market I found an advisor with 3E expertise. Ethical, experienced, and educated. May God bless you and your family, and thanks again for helping us get to a comfortable financial level.
Nice words. You're doing a good work out there. And those are just a few of the hundreds of glowing reviews that Jeff and his team have on file here at Brownstone Research.
And the secret to their success all comes down to timing.
Right. And timing isn't just critical for making money in the tech market. I mean, it's everything.
It's everything. Timing is the single most important factor that separates flash in the pan failures from multi-billion-dollar success stories. I mean, timing is the key to finding massive opportunities hiding in plain sight, and investors who understand timing enjoy what some might call an unfair advantage. And right now, Chris, the convergence of the fourth and final wave of the AI boom, NVIDIA's exclusive revolutionary new AI factory super system, President Trump's pro-tech innovation administration pressure from China as the AI race intensifies, and the imminent massive announcement from Jensen Huang. The timing is perfect for NVIDIA's partners to rise, and the sooner that you claim your stakes in NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven, the sooner you'll get your chance.
Right. And I will just add to that, there's no time to hesitate. So go ahead, click the button that you see below, review everything there that you're getting, place your order when you're ready, and get your hands on Jeff's amazing research here because you do not want to miss out on this.
Well, here's everything you're getting today when you accept your risk-free membership to the Near Future Report. First, you're getting a full year of deep research you won't find anywhere else in the world. Every month, I'll send you the best investment ideas I've uncovered from true boots-on-the-ground research, traveling the world, meeting with my deep industry connections, and finding the stories nobody else is telling you. I'll connect the dots and show you the hottest opportunities in AI, blockchain technology, self-driving cars, robotics, cybersecurity, information technology, biotech, and really so much more. If it's bleeding-edge tech, in a high-growth industry and has massive profit potential, you are hearing about it first in the Near Future Report. And today, with your risk-free membership, you're getting a complimentary copy of my exclusive research on NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven, with everything you need to know to get in position before Jensen Huang's big announcement. And as a special gift, just for giving the Near Future Report a 30-day test drive, I'm giving you an exclusive bonus report called 2 Natural Gas Stocks for the AI Boom, where you'll discover full details on 2 natural gas companies poised to explode as America's AI factory builders scramble to get the power that they need immediately, while they wait for clean nuclear power to come online by 2030. And speaking of nuclear power, you're also getting a second exclusive bonus report called 3 IPOs for America's Nuclear Energy Boom, with the full details on 3 nuclear companies to watch now so you can get in when they go public. And last but not least, you're also getting a third bonus report called NVIDIA's Next Big Investment, with full details on the only company supplying a breakthrough photonic technology for NVIDIA's AI superchips.
Wow, you are really pulling out all the stops here. There's a lot of value that you're packing into this deal here. It goes without saying, as deep as your research is, as big as these opportunities are right now, all investments carry risk. Past performance does not guarantee future success. But that said, this is exclusive research that you're not going to find anywhere else, folks, and it is yours. It is all yours when you hit the button below and lock in your 64% new member discount while it's still available.
And you don't have to say yes, you just have to say maybe. Just take the full 30 days to decide if the Near Future Report is right for you.
Yeah, that makes it a true no-brainer. I'm got to ask you, is there anything else that members get when they join today?
Well, absolutely, Chris. You're also going to be getting unrestricted 24/7 access to our members-only research website, so you can read all of your reports at any time and stay ahead of the curve. Plus, you're getting access to our model portfolio, so you can keep track of all the past and future recommendations. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to call or email my support team anytime during business hours. But please note, they cannot offer you any personalized investment advice.
Right. And folks, if you're ready to get started right now, go ahead and click below now and accept that 64% discount and review everything that you're getting on the next page before you finalize your order. I said it earlier, Jeff, I really am blown away. I knew this was going to be a great conversation, well worth our time here. You've shown us now why this is the time to invest in NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven. You've offered a full year of deep investment research backed by a long track record of success that's really amazing. You're giving away 3 exclusive special reports completely free, and you're giving members an entire month to test drive Near Future Report risk-free. So the value here is truly off the charts.
And now the decision is completely in your hands. Either you'll join me and take fast action with NVIDIA's Magnificent Seven today and get in position to profit from America's final AI boom, or miss the biggest tech revolution and wealth building opportunity in history. I wish I could take the next step for you, but the decision is yours.
Yeah, it is your decision. And as you've seen, Jensen Huang's big announcement could happen at any time, which would hand those who get in early a chance to see some truly game-changing gains in 2026 and potentially pocket generational wealth as America's biggest companies race to achieve AGI.
It's all here for you. The choice is yours. And remember, it's completely risk-free to access my research. Thank you for joining me today. We have so much to look forward to, and please send me a note when you strike it big, and I'll see you on the inside.